What is going on, you guys? AK-40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven. Just heard something real quick, so I want to pass it on to you guys. This is official from Microsoft. Halo Infinite has been delayed until 2021. This does not affect the release of the Series X and Series S. Those are still going to be coming out in November, late November of 2020. However, Halo Infinite was supposed to be a major launch title, as there really isn't any. They've got a couple third and first party titles. I've already covered the first party and third party events. And, there's nothing really to write home about. The Sony events, I feel like there was a lot more. The new Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Zero Dawn. Just like some games that people literally would buy the console just to play those games because they have a large fan following and they looked absolutely stunning. And they look like they're going to be really next gen, next level on these consoles. Now, Xbox is taking, or Microsoft is taking a much different approach. They're basically, I covered this in a video too, they're trying to make it to where you can play on a Xbox One S, a One X, a Series S, a Series X, and a Windows 10 PC. And a lot of these games aren't exclusive. They're available on the older or current generation consoles, the next gen consoles, as well as PC, which doesn't really give people the initiative to want or feel the need to buy a new Microsoft console. Now, I kind of am looped in that boat. I do understand that Microsoft has a more powerful console if we're just looking at sheer horsepower, but that doesn't really matter that much when you can play all these games on Windows 10 and get an even more powerful experience out of a high-end gaming PC. Granted, it will not be in the same price range, but if you're already somebody like myself or many gamers out there that already have a high-end gaming PC, then it's really not going to matter. Granted, if you were to spec out a PC, I've done this in a video as well too, on exactly the components that are in a Series X and a PlayStation 5 in PC configuration, it would be about $1,500. And the performance is actually a little bit less because the architecture is different. So it was running Gears 5 4K at, I believe it was like 27 frames per second or something like that, as where... No, it was like 47 frames per second, as where the Series X has it locked in at 60, 4K with ray tracing on, which is pretty impressive. So, yeah. So, honestly, in my opinion, because Halo's been delayed, I think this is actually the right decision because we saw from that demo, it didn't look very good at all. It looked less graphically appealing than Halo 5 on a One X. And people were really bashing it. There's memes about it and stuff. It just didn't look next gen and whatnot. So between that and then 343 Industries is kind of becoming the new Naughty Dog, where they're pushing their employees to the point to where people are, wanting to quit the dev team. They're just not happy there. They feel like there's too much of a crunch there. So I think by them widening up this production by quite a bit, they just said 2021, so that could be any time in 21. It's going to give them a chance to have a more streamlined game. They're going to be able to massage out a lot of bugs, and most importantly, they're not going to stress their employees out to where the senior devs are quitting and they're getting a whole new group of contractors or rookies in there to take their position, thus having the game suffer. So, I think it was the right decision on their part. It just sucks for, diehard Microsoft fans, if there are any out there, for the exclusives that Halo's not going to be there for you as a launch title. In the meantime, I would recommend playing Master Chief Collection as it is now on PC, and every 2 to 4 months, they seem to drop a new title for it. 3 just came out recently. You've already got Combat Evolved, 2, Reach, and now 3. So, 4, and then I guess 5 is going to come out. Basically, all the Halo games will be on PC. Gears is already there. Forza's there, so... if you have a PC, you can still play these Xbox exclusives. They're Microsoft exclusives, not Xbox exclusives. Also, if you have something like Game Pass, which is $15 a month if you're on PC and Xbox, or $10 if you're on one or the other, allows you to have access to a huge library of their games, which is really, really cool. I'll have a link to that in the description below if you want to subscribe for that. It's like one of the few subscription services I actually stand behind and think it's worth its weight in cum. So it's a good one. So, yeah, guys, that's gonna do it there. Halo's delayed. The Series X release date is not. And I did get a little bit of pricing information as well, so I'm going to share that in a separate video, though, because it does cover both PS5 and Xbox. All right, guys. Peace.